Okay. Okay, so we are live.
All right. Hi.
Yeah. So tell me, maybe we wait for people to join in, then we start.
Okay.
What inspired you to start Double D?
Just like the name suggests, boobies. Yeah,
Clearly.
so I really would struggle. My partner and I would really struggle to find bras that could fit us. It was such a chaotic experience. And I remember straight out of high school, when your mom stops buying you bras and you have to go buy bras by
Yes,
yourself.
yes,
So
yes.
you're walking in the shops with a couple of our friends who were less bustier, and
Mm,
every shop we'd walk into, somebody we would ask, "Do you have bras in our size?" And even before,
mm.
immediately they see you, they tell you, "Madam, bras size yako hatuna." And they would keep
Oh,
doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. So I joked with
mm,
my partner and I was telling her, "Hey, Charity, I think we should start our own thing." And she asked
mm,
me, "What would we call it?" I told her Double D's. Then she was like, "Oh, I
mm.
love the name." Then I told her, "No, but people will think we're a strip club." So long short of the story, that was in 2014. And yeah, we incorporated our company and yeah, got started. So we started Double
Oh,
D's.
okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
so good.
opened our first store 1st of June 2016.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
good. That's very
yeah.
good. All
Yes.
right.
Mhm.
I have had the same problem, but we'll continue with that conversation. So thank you
All
so
right.
much for everybody who's joining in.
Mhm.
And as promised today, we are going to discuss on the beauty of the breast
Mhm.
and if really the breastfeeding as it is has any effect on the breast. Okay,
Mhm.
because I know there are so many myths associated with maybe if I breastfeed, my boob will look like this afterwards. And is it really the effect of breastfeeding? Does it come earlier on before you even start breastfeeding? That's really going to be the basis of our discussion. And today I'm privileged to be with the founder of Double D. May she introduce herself and then, yeah, we start our breast discussion.
So, hi everybody. I'm really honored to join you today. My name is Constance Tipis, but I go by Connie Tipis because I don't know if you've ever had one of those names where everybody butchers your name. So, from being called Constant to Constipation to Constantine. So, I just prefer to say Connie Tipis. So,
Okay,
I'm the founder.
okay.
I'm the founder of Double D's Lingerie. We're a brand based in Nairobi, Kenya, but we ship locally and internationally. And we specialize in bras and intimate apparel for the busty lady. So I know everyone always asks, but mbona mimi size yangu hauna? And those are the people who are on the lower side of the busty ladies. But it's just
Yeah.
because we felt like we were underrepresented when you're a busty lady, and
Mm.
especially a busty lady in Africa, where your dimensions are like a Coca-Cola bottle,
It's
you
proportional,
are big bust,
exactly.
and then like a small
Mm,
waist bust. So we
mm.
decided to just get into the business, and yeah, we've been operational since June 1st of 2016. We actually just celebrated our 5th birthday in June this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
so I'm really happy to join
Congratulations.
everybody.
I
Thank
really
you.
like what you, I think I'm
Thank
one of
you.
your customers.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's one of the places I'm almost sure I'll be able to get what I need.
I'm very happy
So
to hear
yeah,
that.
so we're gonna talk about the breast, and maybe as we start, we can just start discussing what exactly is the breast. So the breast is a milk producing tissue, okay, and it's usually made of that tissue and then with the fat tissue, and the fat is really what determines the size of your boob, okay, and not the breast producing tissue. And that means even if your boob looks small, you still will be able to actually produce enough milk. Okay, because I know sometimes you'll always have this feeling of my boob is too small, will the baby get full? Actually, those things are not related. Bigger boob does not mean more breast milk, and smaller boob does not mean little breast milk. And what also makes up the breast is the connective tissues and the ligament, which are the things that will really support the boob to have its shape. And so, because of that, you come to realize that the breast does not have any muscle, and that really explains why eventually all boobs will sag. Okay,
Yeah.
and unless you go surgery way, there's really nothing that you're gonna do to actually stop that process. Okay,
Mm.
now, just like the way you see when you see a 20-year-old girl, you see myself almost 40, you see someone else at 60, just by looking at them, you'll be able to see Yes, there's an effect of time, because usually with time things start to droop, like your face droops, your boob droop, everything, like even the amount of muscle that you have, especially if you have not been very keen with the type of exercise and healthy lifestyle, usually tend to droop. Now, when it comes to the breast, there is no specific age. You see, when you see a face, sometimes you can estimate, but when you come to look at the boob, you cannot really say this is a boob of a 16-year-old, this is a boob of a 20-year-old, this is a boob of a 40-year-old. Usually, you can't do that. And that's because there are so many things that come to play when it comes to whether or not your boob is going to stand firm or it's going to droop. Okay. Now, Connie, I'm sure you've been in the industry for, you said five
Yeah,
years.
5 years.
What
Yeah.
is the role of the bra when it comes to supporting the boob? Does it really help to delay the whole process of
Mhm,
sagging? Does it
mhm,
not have effect? Are the people who never wear bras more at risk of having saggy boobs?
mhm. So with the bra, it's been a controversial debate where there's
Yeah.
the free the nipple movement where everybody says wearing the bra is the thing that will make your breast sag.
Mm,
And I have seen that, of course, when you have like a smaller bust, let's say cup size A, B, or C, then
mm,
your breasts are not heavy, right?
yeah.
So
Mm,
the bigger they get, gravity will definitely work against you. So in
yes.
my
Yes.
professional opinion, a bra
Mm,
does help because at the end of the day, then you're not constantly leaving your breasts, like you're
fully.
leaving them at the mercy of gravity. So
Yeah.
in my opinion, they do help not to
Mm,
necessarily prevent, but you are way better off, especially when you get bigger around the bust area,
mm,
wearing a bra compared to if you never wore a bra. Yeah. So it just
mm,
depends on your size. So for the people who are
mm,
able to see, then that's okay. I would not say that it would affect them or not affect them. But for the bustier
mm,
ladies, yes, it does affect
mm.
you if you don't wear the
Yeah.
right bra. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I totally agree with you. And you've heard the first thing is the size of the boob and the
Of the
weight.
yeah, and the
Because I
weight.
know if you're big, then number one, your skin stretches more. Then again, the weight, you see, you're more likely to fall heavily when you're
Mhm.
80 kgs as compared when you're
Yeah.
just 10. I mean,
Mm.
yes. Then the other thing is exercise, especially for the younger girls. You talked about cup
Mhm.
A, B. Is C
And
still a
so,
small cup?
yeah, very small. I mean, the
It's still
sizes will
small.
go up to a K. So you can imagine A,
Okay.
B,
So
C,
those
that's the
are,
first
yeah, those
three.
are very pretty.
Yeah, and
Okay.
there's about 10 more sizes to go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you talked about gravity. Then we
Hmm.
go to the movement,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to exercises. At
Yes.
what age do we start advocating for exercise supportive bra?
Um,
Because I know, especially when you have your teen girls who are just
mhm.
starting to have their boobs taking shape, at what age would you advise them to actually, even when they're in sports, especially when they're in school, the running, the jumping, and all that, what age should they start incorporating exercise bras in their normal routine?
In the normal routine. So I feel like with every child, definitely with the developmental stages being a bit different
Yeah.
and puberty onset being a bit varied for the girls, as soon as you see your daughter's bust, like if she was just to wear a regular t-shirt and you ask her to jump and you can see movement on her bust, immediately
Okay.
immediately get her something that is supportive. And
Mm,
especially if if your daughter is very active and is
mm,
constantly like maybe, very sporty girl, then you need to get her the
yeah.
right fundamentals, because I feel like with most parents you'd think, ah, do they really need
She's
it?
still
And then you don't spend
young.
money on it. Yeah. And then you start
Exactly.
destroying the ligaments that early. Then, of course, you
Yeah.
just set her up for a sagging bust,
Sagging.
as
Yeah.
especially with puberty, how your breast size keeps fluctuating. Yeah.
Fluctuating. Yeah, that's
Mm.
so true. And what's a nice fitting exercise bra?
So I actually just use this line a lot. The only thing in the gym that should bounce is the ball. That just goes to say that if you're wearing a sports bra and you're probably running on the treadmill or engaging in any high impact workouts, and your bust just keeps, like it bounces
It's also
faster than the
run.
ball would bounce, or when, yeah, it's also running and like doing its own sports, then at that point that bra is doing nothing for you. So you'll
Yeah.
notice that when you're in the right sports bra that's giving you the right support, when you actually jump, like everything will move in one go, and not that this oscillates faster. And you can even just do an
Mm,
experiment in the house, wear a necklace, just one with a pendant, and then wear your sports bra, the one you think you have, and jump
mm.
around. If that
Okay.
necklace is moving at the same velocity as your bust, then your sports bra is doing nothing for you. Yeah, and at that point
If
you
then your
need to
sport
get a
bra is
bra.
doing?
So when the
Sorry, I didn't get
necklace,
that.
the necklace, the
Yeah.
necklace is, as you jump up and down, the necklace is
Yeah.
moving in this, with the same velocity as with your bust in your sports
Yeah.
bra. Then at that
Uh,
point, then that sports bra is not giving you the support that you need.
oh,
Yeah, so you
okay.
can easily do
Okay.
that at home. Yeah, and see whether your
Okay.
sports bra is good for you or not.
Oh, I like that. I think I'm going to try
Mm.
that and see.
Try that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very helpful because I know sometimes, usually most of us, we assume that just because you feel you've been tightly held,
Support.
then you think
Mm.
things are actually being tightly held. But I like
Yeah,
that. I think I'm going to try, and then I think everybody should try
you should try
and
it.
see
Yeah.
if you actually two bodies doing different exercises in one
Mm.
speed. Okay. And then the other thing that has been associated with sagging breast is actually number of pregnancies. And this is purely because pregnancy is known to tend to lose ligaments, not just the boob ligaments, but almost all ligaments of our bodies are usually affected during the pregnancy because you're being prepared for that weight gain and the process of carrying the pregnancy. But the good thing is, usually this is restored. The only condition is that the weight increase should be proportional, should be healthy. And so before you really are planning to conceive, make sure you actually are operating at a very healthy BMI. That's very important because if you're already big, as Connie said, then you're more likely to have all these complications that will come with extra weight gain, the gravity, the movement, the stretching of the ligament. And those are the things actually that increase your chances of you having the droopy, the sagging breasts. Now, with the size and the shape, I know sometimes that's usually a tough one.
Hmm.
Um, we have boobs of all types of
Yeah.
shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're different. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, and I know you have different types of bras, like shapes and all that, the padded and unpadded. I want you to talk
Yeah.
about that in relation to the shape or the size of your boob, like the
Your
natural
bust.
shape and the size of your boob. Yeah.
Yeah. So just like you've said, Dr. It's so there's tuberous breasts. There's the ones that are very perky, and you can tell that with where the nipple is positioned. Then there's bell
Mm,
shape, there's a rounded breast. So depending
yeah.
on where you're heavier, you'd find that the ones with more of a rounded breast, and you can see that the nipple is sitting, like I'll use it in quotes, where a nipple is supposed to sit. Such a
Mm,
person would wear any type of bra and get away with it, right? Because they
okay.
already have the support of
Mm,
their breasts are still very supportive and very perky and
mm,
upright, right? So when you
mm,
start getting heavier around the chest area, you find that your bust will now start sitting more like a bell shape. So it's heavier around the bottom area. And you'd find
mm,
that at that point, you need something that will pick up your bust more and also give you more side support. So you'd find that a side support bra and one with an underwire will work much better for you compared to the person with a round perky breast, right? And then now you
mm,
have the ones who have a lot of space. So it's called east-west shaping breasts, where
mm,
now one sits on this side and one sits on this side, and there's a lot of space around the sternum area. In that
mm.
case, then I would advise you to go for a plunge bra, because what the plunge bra will do is that it will lift and
So
scoop
bring
and
them.
then bring things to the center of the chest. So when you see that, then it just depends. And I always say the best way for you to know what bra works for you is to try them all. So when you go
Okay.
shop, and you find something in your size, try them and see what styles work for you. And once you know that, let's say a plunge bra style works for me because of the shape of
Mm,
my bust, that's what you wear
mm,
now across your
mm,
timeline. So it just keeps changing with the colors, and every bra will be labeled. Let's say we'll call it demi plunge bra,
mm,
or we'll call it
mm,
this t-shirt bra. So then you know.
mm.
And as for the t-shirt bras, it depends on your preference, but obviously, when you start getting to a HHHJK cup, very few companies will produce t-shirt bras for such a lady, just because they know already you're already busty. So we don't want to
Yeah.
add more volume with the t-shirt bras,
Mm,
which normally have lined padding inside them. Yeah, so
mm.
it's preference and also the shape of your bust that will determine the style of the bra that will work for your bust. Yeah.
Okay. I
Mhm.
think we may need an maybe we'll do another one. We may need an
Yeah,
illustration.
of the bras. Yes, and I'll come with my mannequin and I will show you exactly what it looks like on
Yes,
a
I
mannequin.
think
Yeah,
so, so that we are
yeah,
able to really understand.
yeah.
Because I know I relate into some of those, but I know
Hmm.
for someone who really
Doesn't
doesn't know,
understand
or
bras.
maybe they have natural,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it may be a bit difficult for them
Hmm.
to create that image in the mind.
Mm.
Now, what's your take about breastfeeding, the supportive,
Bras.
the yes.
Yeah. So with breastfeeding, I just like to mention three things. So the first thing we get asked a lot on our platform is, when should you buy a breastfeeding bra, right? And you'd find that some people will buy a breastfeeding bra during the first trimester, but you've just wasted your money in that case, because even when you think about it, the size you were in trimester one and the size you are in trimester three, those are completely
Mm,
different sizes. And it
yeah.
holds that when the breast starts getting engorged with milk, then your bra
Mm,
size will definitely, on
increase.
in more cases than not, they increase in size, right? So I would
Mm,
advise you to buy your nursing bra 2 weeks before you give birth, or just a couple of
mm.
weeks after you've given birth, maybe two
Oh,
to three weeks after
okay.
you've given birth. At that
Oh,
point, your bra, like even if you go to a reputable store, they should be able
mm,
to know that I'm going to give this lady a bra and give them slightly bigger, because they know that the bra will they'll grow into the bra, right?
yeah.
So that's the first thing I talk about when it comes to breastfeeding bras. The next one is, get one with proper support still, because when the
Mm-hmm.
milk gets into your bust again, they get heavy. So if you're not
Mm,
properly supported, you find that you have neck aches, you have back aches, and you have even shoulder aches sometimes. And
mm,
when you get really bigger, some people end up dislocating their shoulders. Can you imagine? Because of the weight of their
mm,
breast. So get
mm,
something supportive, and it's okay to have something that has an underwire. It does not
mm,
decrease your milk production. That's a myth that we've
mm,
been trying to eradicate
yeah.
over the years.
Mm,
And the other thing I'd mentioned, the third thing is, don't sleep in your nursing bra unless the nursing bra does not have an underwire. Yeah, so you just find a bra that does not
mm,
have an underwear, and that's what you sleep in. And a nursing bra is
you
just
sleep.
simply a bra with like a clasp upper, the one that you can open and
Yeah.
close. And it needs to be very sturdy, because you don't want the shame of walking around and then it opens, and then now you have
Ouch.
one boob all over the place. Yeah, or like you have to lift your entire bra to access your bust, and you're in the middle of, and there's this whole thing of, should women breastfeed in public? So you don't want to find yourself in a situation like that,
Yeah.
where now you have to lift your entire bra to access your bra, your breast.
Mm,
Yeah. So those are the only
mm.
things that cover when it comes to nursing bras.
Okay. And what does supportive means? Like how much support is enough?
Yeah.
Because how is a very thin line between supportive and tight.
And tight, yes.
Yeah. So how
So
do you do? Yeah.
how do I draw the line between supportive? So look at three elements of your bra. So everybody knows what the strap of the bra is. These
Yeah.
are the straps.
Mm,
Then the other
mm,
one that covers your breasts are the cups of the
the
bra.
cups.
And then the
Yeah.
where you hook, the where the hook and eyes are, that's the band
Mm,
of the bra. So those are the three things that you always need to look out for to know whether your bra fits you well and whether it's supportive, right? So
mm,
if you're watching and you can reach back out, like to the back of your shoulders, and you can
yeah.
feel the band of your bra, that's a problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it means that band is too big for you. That's why it's riding up. And already, when the
Okay.
bra is riding up and not giving you support, you've lost 80% of support of the bra, right?
Okay.
And if you're
Mm,
sitting like this, and when you just left work before you came for this session, you had already
mm,
removed your bra in the car because it's cut into your back, that bra is too
mm.
tight for you around the band. So
Okay.
that's the first thing when
Mm,
it comes to the band. And when it comes to the
mm,
cap, if you ever, you have those colleagues, or you yourself have those 4 boobs or 6 boobs here and here, and boobs underneath your bra, that's a small cup. And if you can put your phone, put like a kiondo, like the one that has mashilingi here, and put it in your bra, and you still have space, then that cup is too big for you, right? And now
Okay.
for the straps of the bra, if they keep slipping off your shoulder and you have a
Mm,
colleague who keeps returning it, like, when you're walking around, then the straps are too loose and it's time to get resized, maybe because it's too old or it's just not fitting correctly. Or when you find
mm,
that the clasps have come all the way to the front, the ones that you use to adjust the size of the straps, and you find that they're digging into your shoulder, then it's also
yeah.
time to get resized. Then the support is not
Okay.
okay. So 80%
Okay.
of the support of the bra must come from the band of the bra, right? And then the
Mm,
other 20% is now transferred to the straps of the bra.
the
So
cup.
that's how you know
Oh.
whether it's supportive or not supportive, because of how the bra fits. Yeah.
Mm,
Mhm.
okay. Wow, I love that. Especially, yeah, because I think most of us wear tight bras,
Yes.
and either because we don't know or, but let me ask you this. For example, if you're a lady, especially if you're pregnant, there's a lot of weight gain that comes with
Mm,
it.
mhm,
And
mhm.
so there's the fat, of course, there's the additional fat, especially on your back and your chest area. Now, when does it mean you have to keep on changing your bra, like the bra?
No.
Because
So it's not
automatically
even cost
you may not
effective.
really feel it, but
Yeah,
yes, good
yeah,
things will be
yeah. It's
happening,
really not
that's
cost
for
effective, to be honest.
sure.
So
Yes,
it's not cost effective to keep changing your bra, and it's 9 months, and in those 9 months you'll grow. So
exactly.
my
Yeah.
advice is there are things called bra extenders. So it's a small
Oh,
little, and I wish I had one today. So it's
yeah.
a bra extender. It has more hooks and more clasps. So, like, what the
Oh,
back of your bra looks like, where you hook and clasp your bra. So
yes,
it's just a
yeah.
small piece that's separated like that. You can use it to extend the size of your band.
Ah,
So it
that
comes
makes
in three
sense.
hooks
Yeah.
and two hooks and sometimes four hooks. So you just attach it to one corner of the band and tie it to the other corner,
To the other
and it,
side.
it adds
Okay.
about 4 to 6 inches, and you can use
Oh,
one or
wow.
two of them, right? That's if
Okay.
you're growing faster here. By the time you're
Yeah.
spilling out of your cup, one little hack I like to tell my expectant clients is, come see me during month 5. And what I'll do for
Mm,
you in month 5, I will give you a bra with a bigger cup, sometimes 2 sizes bigger. And funny
mm.
enough, by month 9, at the end of the
It's
trimester,
cool.
you're filling the cup properly. Yeah. So then you don't
Mm,
have to buy. So you just buy bigger bra sizes than your usual size. Maybe instead of
mm.
a D cup, you get a double D. Instead of an
Oh,
A, you get a B cup size. So that at least you
mm.
can grow into it and then extend the band with the bra extenders. That's
Okay.
the best way to
Okay.
save money. Yeah, when you're
Yeah.
expectant. Mm.
Because a good bra is not very cheap, actually.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And now, if you give me a bigger cup,
Mhm.
um, that does that really support me?
So
Yeah.
so what we'll worry about at that point is your band. Does the band fit you correctly, right? So with the
Oh,
bigger
okay.
cup, you can always adjust the clasps closer towards the shoulder blade, sometimes even a bit further ahead, just to
Mm,
compensate and help you, like, compensate for that space that would be there around the cup area. But you'd find
mm.
that most often, like, you even at the point you're pregnant, you really don't even want to feel these straps anywhere near your shoulder. So
Yeah,
you're just
it's true.
okay to be held together as you wait
Yeah.
for your weight to come in and for you to fill the cup properly. Yeah. So as long
Okay.
as the band is okay, everything else is, because it's the concept of a strapless bra. You can wear a
Mm,
strapless bra without the
yeah.
straps. Yeah. So if the
Yeah.
band is okay, then the strapless bra is okay as well.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah. That's very true. Actually, because when you talked about because some of us usually prefer you call them straps
Straps,
that
yeah.
slip,
Yeah. Bad
because
manners.
then you feel because you
Yeah.
you feel that you're wearing a strapless,
Yeah.
because I
A
know
strapless.
sometimes straps can just we don't like I don't like
Yeah.
straps.
Straps. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now, the clients that you have, whether
Mhm,
pregnant or the non-pregnant, but the ones who are burst here,
mhm,
what's your recommendation on the exercises? I don't know if you usually have this as a challenge where you're
mm,
working. The recommendation of exercise, do you tell them to exercise? Are there specific, because I know you've really mastered in this breast
mhm,
support issue? Yeah.
mhm.
Do you usually have things that you'd recommend so that they are able to maintain like a healthy boob as far as aesthetics, the beauty of the breast is concerned? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now the unfortunate thing is once your breasts have started to sag and they've gone through a point where you can clearly see these breasts have sagged, then reversing it is only how you'd mentioned it, surgery, unfortunately,
Yeah.
right? But now when you start seeing there's that kwanzaa, especially when you have weight fluctuations and you can see, hey, my weight has been yo-yoing between, like it's either high, either low, then my advice is just two things. First thing is you have to make sure that the exercises you focus on at the gym or even at home are ones that strengthen your pectoral muscles, right? Because
Yeah.
you said there's no muscles inside the breasts, right? So you want to strengthen the chest muscles so that they can also help to support and lift the bust a little bit.
Yeah.
But now that means you're doing press ups like a crazy person. So you're always, lots of
Yeah.
press ups and lots of bench presses with weights. And of course, you're at
Mm,
the gym, somebody can guide you how to do it. You can go to YouTube and then just see how you can do it.
mm,
And so
mm.
exercises like those. And then what I also like to do personally is you massage your breasts. And I know this is it's not so practical, but for like about 10-15 minutes. And you take a nice oil and you just massage like upwards motion because you're increasing the blood circulation. So it also helps to moisturize
Collagen.
your bust. Yes. So
Yeah.
exactly, just how you would treat your face, but now the bust. But now you'd have to
Exactly.
dedicate 10
Yeah.
minutes to your bust. Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
to prevent sagging, yes, you've got to do it. So those are two things that I know have actually helped. And then when
Mm.
it's time to just let go of the sag, then just book a surgical procedure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the fact you compare the face to the breast because that's exactly how it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they are very delicate, and you see, it
Mm,
gets to a point where there's really nothing you can do unless
yeah.
now you opt to go to the surgery way. Because
Yeah.
I know most people, especially from this part of the world, are not very comfortable yet, but I know we
Yes.
are slowly getting there.
It's changing. It's changing.
Going, yeah, or
Yeah.
going to augment your breast or lift or
Mm,
yeah. But before you get there, especially if you're young or you are a mother
mm,
who has teenage girls, start exercises early, support your bra, support the boobs very early, especially if they are young and very athletic. It's
mm,
something that you have to consciously do it so that when they're going to get to 25, 30, then things don't move faster than their age. And
mm.
then you mentioned about collagen. Yeah, sorry, the massage and all that. And one thing I would also want to advise is also you can start taking collagen, especially if you're no longer a youth. A youth is someone who's 35 and
Yeah.
below. I
Mhm.
know you are, but some
Yeah.
of us are not. So if
Yeah.
you're no longer a youth, I
Yeah.
think you may want to incorporate collagen into your daily supplements and all the other supplements that are going to be important for you, because the effect of time is real. The effect of gravity acts on us all as long as you're living on planet Earth. So the more you are able to delay the whole process, the better. I
Yeah.
mean, you want
Yeah.
to be like J-Lo, huh? When
Yeah.
you get to 52.
Yeah. Prevention is always better than cure when it comes to
Yes,
this anything
yes,
skin
that's so
related. Yeah,
true.
you better prevent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the effect of good posture?
That's important as well, because also when when you sit like this, and especially when you're heavily chested, you'd find that when
Yeah.
you have a fuller bust, there's that always want to just
You're
like
pulled
curve
down.
yourself,
Yeah.
yeah, so that at least people are not really seeing your bust. But what that does is
Mm-hmm.
that stoop also helps to like it's just like, why are you pulling things back down to the ground? So
Yeah.
it's a conscious thing where you always have to remind yourself, yes, they are big, but yeah, wear them
Mm,
proudly, stand properly, have great
mm,
posture,
mm,
and just try and see. And
mm.
you can, all these things are practices. YouTube. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can find there. Yeah. So just go
Mm.
and check, oh, how do I improve my posture? How do I do this and that? And you should find your solutions there as well.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think we just need to embrace our beauty. You see, there's no definition of beauty. We are all
Mm.
beautiful in our own way. If
Yeah.
you're blessed with a big bust, just be proud. I mean, stand upright. Your
Yeah.
chest will be out. Your shoulders need to be back. I mean,
Yeah.
you see, because as she says, slouching usually makes it worse. I mean, you're actually aiding the gravity to pull you
Mm.
down, eh?
Mm.
Which is really not what we want. Now, when it comes also to breastfeeding and pregnancy, we see mothers gaining a lot of weight, and there's so much. You see, um people are talking about, I lost my baby weight in 2 weeks. I lost my baby weight in 3 months. I want you to
Yeah.
comment on that. I lost my, as in people literally are competing on losing.
Yeah, on losing the weight. Yeah.
Yes. I want you to comment on that in relation to the
Your
boobs.
breasts.
Yeah.
Obviously, so a couple of things is one, genetics will play a big role. And secondly, also the age where you get the kids, and I have a couple of friends. I'm 31 now, and I have friends who gave birth, like 22, 23, 24. There, got married early, got babies.
Yeah.
And when you look at
Mm.
their bodies, everything bounced back. Even the breasts bounced back.
It's
And I
true.
worry for myself sometimes because I'm like, hey, I've really waited.
Don't.
Because
Don't.
now I know the bouncing back will take a bit longer compared to them. But I always say it's
Mm.
genetics. And you said something very crucial. If you have a steady exercise nutritional regimen at the beginning before you get pregnant, then it really helps and plays a big role before with how fast you'll bounce back after pregnancy. And if you also follow lots of especially these fitness influencers on Instagram from the West, you'll notice that their bounce back time, their bodies revert back to abs. And it's because their bodies already had abs before they
Abs
even had
before.
kids. So even
Mm.
the gaining of the weight, they're still working out. And there's an amazing coach in Kenya. Her name is Winnie Okoth. She was working out with a 9-month pregnant belly, and she was lifting weights and doing all that stuff. So of course her bouncing back will be much faster compared to somebody who's sitting and chilling. So even her breast tissues at that point, somebody who's
Mm.
always constantly lifting,
Yeah.
then it will be in a very different position compared to somebody who was just sitting and eating chips and burgers that they were craving.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
nutrition will also play a very great effect on how fast you
Mm.
bounce back and whether your breast will be affected in the process.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
that is so true. That means a healthy lifestyle should actually be a lifestyle. It's
Yes.
not something that you do because you want a specific thing, like, okay, now I'm going to get married, then I need to lose weight and look like this. And
Yeah.
then once the marriage is over, you go back and see it. Then now I'm planning for I don't know, a beach holiday. Then now you have
Yeah.
to. I think that should really be a lifestyle. And if it is a lifestyle, your body will actually reward you in
Mm.
all spheres, actually. Because, as you say, the bouncing back, it depends 100% on what you are pre-pregnancy. If you are
Mm.
very healthy and practicing healthy lifestyle pre-pregnancy, your body will reward you. If you
Mm.
are not, you'll just get what what you
What you deserve.
sowed. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the key thing is, actually, I think, like, for you, age should never be a
Mm.
problem. It's your
Mm.
lifestyle. Because if you're a person who, like, smoking, like people who
Mm.
smoke automatically, their skin elasticity is so poor.
Mm.
So regardless of how many exercises you do and then you
True.
smoke, trust me, we are going to see those stresses with time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you need to hydrate well. You talked about moisturization. A good,
Mm.
well watered skin will expand and come back, will not see marks. Okay.
Mm.
All the time, you'll come to see, you always go back to your original size very
Mm.
easily. And then the other thing that has been known to also make the sagging worse is usually, like, for example, you see these diets of losing like 20
20
kgs in a
kilos.
month.
Yeah. Mm.
So I want you also to talk about that, especially on the effect on the breast,
Oh, it's
because we need
terrible.
time for the skin. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's terrible. Even if you look at your general body, like when I don't know if you okay, so I'm a big fan of shows like My 600 Pound Life. I enjoy them on YouTube. So they talk
yeah,
about like somebody because it's just like it just the transformation always gets me. So
exactly.
when you actually look at one of the things they face is because they've lost weight, drastic weight loss within a very short period of time, the
Mm.
skin didn't have time to catch up.
Excess skin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you find that even when you look at their arms, there's so much sagging, right? So you can imagine, and the arms have muscles. There's
yeah,
areas where that can be turned into muscle, right? When you look at
yeah,
the breasts which don't have muscles, and then you experience, just imagine that amount of drastic weight loss and the sagging that will cause to a place that does not have any muscle. So you
yeah.
find that it's very drastic, and you end up with a very sagging bust. And now, because you're losing, like you said, breasts are made up of fat and connective tissue.
Yeah.
So when you lose the fat, there's nothing to hold up the skin, right?
Yeah.
And so the only way to go around that is just to get to get surgery, like an augmentation done. So yo-yo diets, they never work. Yeah. And then when you gain the weight again, the breasts become heavier, and they become heavier into the sagged skin. Now you've just
Exactly.
really like made the
It makes
situation
it
even
worse.
worse, yeah, than
Yeah.
what it was
Yeah.
initially. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. That is so true. And that means we try. You see, the process of weight loss should always consider the bounce back effect. Like,
Yes.
you see, when you're losing weight, they say the best way to actually lose weight is by you gaining muscle.
Mm-hmm.
You should
True.
remember that. That's the best way of losing weight. And it's actually the healthiest. You see, if you just lose fat, you feel like you look drained. Huh? You look like you've just been
Oh,
sucked out.
that's so
Something has
true.
been sucked out from your
Yeah.
system. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're losing weight and gaining muscle, then the toning comes in.
Mm.
And
Mm.
really, that's what you are looking at, to
Yeah.
be fit and be toned. And because you are toned, usually, of course, the muscle has a higher metabolic rate, and
Mm-hmm.
automatically you will be healthier
Yes.
eventually. You will look
Mm.
healthier, you look more attractive. And that means, yeah, that's really why you want to have a healthy lifestyle. Because
Mm.
just being slim with just loss of weight, of fat, and no gaining of mass, the aesthetic, the beauty look of it is not very, it's not very attractive. And I hope
Yes,
you
yes,
guys
yes.
are taking notes. Then, as we wind up, I want you to advise us, how best should we take care of our boobs? In
Mm.
terms of, I want you to do it in maybe three groups. The first group is for the teenage girls who are just getting their boobs,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting introduction to their boobs. And then the second group are those who are in the I would call them the youth, the under 35, whether or not they have
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah.
Then for us veterans,
Mm.
how do we take care of our boobs?
Okay, so I feel like as a teenage girl, prevention will be your best friend throughout. And the things you start practicing at that age are the things that will help you as you get older. So first of all is get your mommy to buy you a bra that fits you correctly, right? And in the right size. And it's not that what fits you correctly based on their estimation. You know, some mothers look at the girl's boobs and they're like, ah, that one, I know what bra fits you. Then they bring
Yeah.
you the bra, and they
Mm,
didn't take the time to take it for a professional fitting. And you can get
mm,
professional fitting free of charge at our store and most stores that are reputable. And then from there,
mm,
once you know the size, then now you can explore
yeah.
options where you can get affordable bras that fits
Mm,
the girl, right?
mm,
So prevention, meaning that now start the practices of incorporating workouts, you know, and because you have an active lifestyle as a teenage girl, just start
yeah.
building strength at that point, right? So at that
Mm,
point, you're good because now you're doing more of a prevention type of
yeah.
scenario.
Mm,
Now, for the
mm,
youth, my age, where maybe your parents failed you a little bit, I know, and talked about these things to you. Now you're having to learn. You're in the process of trying to manage that the sagging and any other things that are happening with your breasts don't get worse. So you have to
mm,
now just make sure that forever, you're in the right bra. There's no time to
mm,
wear and take jokes and just say, ah, it's okay. Then I'm gonna have dark marks here because I'm not willing to wear a good bra,
yeah.
or a good bra is too
Mm,
expensive. So invest more in
mm,
yourself. Take more time compared to the teenage girl to massage their breasts properly. Do more workouts. Check your nutrition, especially because I
yeah.
know in uni I could eat fries in the morning, lunch, and evening. If I try that now, it's hell. At 31, you don't play those games, right? So I'm imagining for anybody around my age, it's now incorporating very healthy lifestyle and be very strict about them, right?
Mm,
Because I think what you do to your body now then shows like in 20, 30 years time to come. So it's to be
yeah.
more strict with your regimens. Yeah,
Mm,
and don't be afraid. I know one thing ladies forget to do is, and it's a friend of mine who said this the other day. She saw me oiling, like applying sunscreen on my neck, and
mm,
heading towards my
your boobs.
my
Yeah.
chest area, right? And she's like, "Huh? You apply sunscreen on your neck?" I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
She's like, "I have never." She said, in her 45 years of being alive, she's never oiled her neck, her neck area, and I was like, wait, but it's part of the body. It's like the one thing everybody sees. And I told her, when I did an experiment with my grandma and I would show her pictures of celebrities like Angela Bassett, who's like 60 now but looks 45, the only
Exactly.
thing she
Yeah.
looked at was their necks. And she guessed the age and she was only off by 2 years because of looking at their necks. She would look at the
Wow.
neck and tell me that lady is 50, 56, that lady like that. So I told her you have to really be mindful and go all the way to your chest area, especially if you wear things with a bit of a deep cut, right?
Yeah.
Now, for
Yeah.
the older ladies, it's just more of, okay, sagging has already happened at that
Yeah.
point. I would say more acceptance because
Mm.
there's no turning back the hands of time at that particular
Mm.
point. So it's still to get yourself in a very comfortable bra that fits you well.
Mm.
Accept your body, because I mean
Mm.
that body by the time you're in your 50s, it has served you well. You know, you have probably
Very well.
children,
Yeah.
you have a
Yeah.
grandchild on the way. So love it.
Mm.
And if you get to a point where you're like, you know what, I want a different look, I strongly believe that there are very amazing, capable plastic surgeons in this country who, if you really want to get an augmentation done, they will do it. They
Mm.
will do it professionally. It shouldn't
Mm.
be, of course, it's an elective surgery, but it shouldn't be, it's not something that you should really worry about. And the bounce
Yeah.
back time is not too far back. And maybe you can have a plastic surgeon on your channel once so they can come
Mm.
and talk about it to just
Yeah.
demystify it. Because we have
Yeah.
clients who get it done all the
Mm.
time, and they're okay with it. And when you look at them, they're like, yeah, it's fine.
Mm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're happy with it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
accept your boobs have
Mm.
done what they needed to do in life.
Yeah.
So don't be so
That
hard
is
on
not so
yourself.
encouraging.
Yeah, no, as in to be honest, like, you know what I mean.
That's, I
And
totally agree with you. Yeah.
yeah. And if it's
Yeah.
aesthetics that's the problem, I know for most ladies, it's because, oh no, you know, my husband, he's looking at them like, gee, what? If you even ask him, did he notice? Chances are he never noticed that the breasts were not where they were. Him,
Yeah.
he's just loving you the way you are. And, you know, when you carry some things with confidence, you know, confidence is the key and the difference between
Actually,
someone
yeah,
and
it
others. Yeah.
covers you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have sagging breasts, and there's a whole movement now, you know, of ladies who breasts have sagged. They're like, I'm not gonna wear a bra and I'm not gonna get surgery. You have a
Yeah.
problem with it, forget you,
Mm.
society. Yeah. So wear
Mm.
them
Yeah.
proudly. That would be my
Yeah.
advice for the age
Yeah.
the age range of
All right.
people.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was so nice. And I don't think I have anything else to add because especially, okay, maybe I ask a question before I said what I wanted to say. What's your take on sleeping with bras?
Don't
Okay, you talked about the
don't
non
don't
one, the
don't.
non-wired ones.
Yeah,
What
only
about,
sleep
because
with non-wire.
I know of and I think I used to do this when I was in secondary school.
Mm.
Like, you see, you always have that fear of, oh my God, I want my boobs to remain like this, la la la. So yeah, we are
No,
that
I,
way.
I I feel you. I
So
feel you. I do.
yeah.
Don't sleep in
So
your bras.
there's a way you
Don't.
say you just imagine things in your life, like maybe if I do this, it will
Yeah,
help, maybe.
yeah.
So I remember I went into a girls' school.
Hmm.
So in our dorm we had sleeping bras.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I want to hear it from you.
Don't
Of
sleep
course,
in your
right now
bra.
you really like, okay, whatever. Ikikuja
Yeah.
kwa uso, ikikuja wapi, it is okay.
No, okay. You see, now the thing is, I would say don't sleep in your bra, especially if it has an underwire, right? Because the
Okay.
twisting and the turning, you need to give yourself a bit of freedom. And sometimes the underwire might cause a bit of, constrict your breathing. So I would not
Mm,
say I shouldn't sleep in an underwire bra. You can sleep with
okay.
a bra that doesn't have an underwire that isn't too tight. Because the type
Oh,
of bra you'd be sleeping in at that point is just not for support really, but just to contain the
the boob.
bust. And I
Yeah.
understand the containment, because when they are big, you can find it here. And at that point, you're like, hey, it's not cute. It's not a look that you want, right? But don't sleep in your
Yeah.
bras. Then you can get, there's some.
Oh, sorry guys. Okay, so we're talking about sleeping with bras, and Connie has just said it's, if you must sleep in your bra, then make sure it's not wired and it's not too tight, because as she said, with the turning and twisting, it may constrict your blood supply. And really, when you're sleeping, you really want total relaxation. Usilale na hizo vitu zimekushikashika just in the name of you're trying to what? To support the fallen heroes. as she said. And then for us who are not so young anymore, as we wait for Connie to come back, for us who are not very young anymore, you really need to love yourself as you are. I mean, you are beautiful. There is no definition of beauty, and whether your boob have sagged or have not, so what, you know? And one thing that's for sure, regardless, I mean, if you're 16, of course your boobs will be pecky. Maybe if you're 20, maybe if you're 30, but eventually when we get to 40, 45, each one of us will have
Sorry, we got
saggy
cut off.
boobs.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Sorry, we
back.
got cut off. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was saying, if you get to 40, 45, each one of us will have a saggy boob. So just be happy. Just accept that life happens. And as long as you're happy, you see, as she said, confidence covers a lot. Be happy, accept you, know your body, dress it well, and
Mhm.
you just look hot.
Mhm.
You just look hot. All these the small, even if you want to go to the beach, get a nice fitting. Actually, I think we should also talk about that, especially
Yeah,
for us who are busty. Getting a nice costume is a hassle. Like,
yeah. You have to
it's
get one
something
with
you have
inbuilt
to,
support.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
something that you need to look for 6 months or almost 1 year before you start
Before you travel.
traveling.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. We get
It's a
clients
lot
a
of
lot like
work.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
just finish up. Yeah, so just say what you're saying, and then maybe we go to the beach wear a bit for the
yeah.
support as well. And then, yeah,
Yeah, I was just saying don't sleep in your bra and don't sleep in your panty as well unless you're on your period. That's one thing we always like to remind the ladies. Everything needs to breathe, just let everything air
exactly.
out and breathe, and you'll be fine in the morning. Just you'll wear your bra and you'll be ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for beachwear, there's specific costumes that come with inbuilt like bra support. So they come in your exact bra size, and some come in dress size, but then they still have it built-in support. So when you enter the water, there's no risk of your bra of your boob floating in the
Coming to
water.
the
Yeah, it's embarrassing, and it happens to many people. Yeah, so just shop in the right places. That's one thing
yeah.
I do. Mm.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Shop in the right places, places where they actually understand what it means to have a
Boobs.
busty.
Yeah. Or even
Because if
hips.
you, yeah,
That's
exactly.
another
Because if
thing.
you try
Yeah.
to fit into those things that you see on social media and on
Yeah.
magazines, my dear,
Mm. It can be a bit crazy.
it. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much, Connie. That was so
You're
nice.
welcome. Yeah. I
Um,
hope I've enjoyed.
Thank you. Thank you so much for accepting. So maybe we should say hi to the people who are watching us. Hi, my Mary, Diana, Carol, Millicent says she has learned so much about bras and sizes of our breasts. And lightness, you've learned a lot. Elizabeth Nyongesa, I'm there for acceptance. I know, man. I mean, tuko hapo wote. You see, we have the heroes have fought a good fight.
Yeah, I can see the
Best thing
messaging.
we can do is just embrace them and just say, you know what, you did
Mm.
well. So, as a parting shot,
Mhm.
what can you say as a parting shot? It's 47 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just say that a couple of things is I know when you think about underwear, whether it's bras, whether it's nursing bras, all that stuff, you think, and we've been conditioned to think that they're hidden. And I always like to end by saying, when you think about your hair, like see, like my hair today, everybody
Yeah.
can see it, right? So
Yeah.
I've made an effort. I've tried. I'm like, hey, okay, I don't want to look like a whole hot mess, right? When you think
Yeah.
about your makeup, the handbag you carry, the your nails and
Mm,
everything, that's for people
mm,
to see, right?
yeah.
And those are outsiders. Now think about your bra and your pants. They cover your breasts. Breasts give life. They cover, your lady bits. I'll say vagina, and that also is a place that gives life. And those are things personal and dear to you. So why would you wanna encase them in things that are very shameful? Like, why aren't you going to buy yourself a nice bra, but you can buy
Exactly.
hair worth 40K for people to see? You must invest in these things, and especially your innerwear, because in as much as they're hidden, they're the first layer of clothing that you wear to protect your skin. So invest in yourself. Don't let people say, oh, as you're nekani anyway, why should I spend money
Yeah.
on them? You're doing it
Mm,
for you. because the dress, the hair, the handbag, you're doing it for others. So that's my parting shot when it comes to underwear, even for nursing and all these things that are lingerie related. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now that gave me an idea. I think we'll do another talk on lingerie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
When you get
important.
there, yeah, it's important.
Yeah, I remember when I was growing up, and maybe this is gonna be my parting shot. My mom used to tell me this. You see, as you said, you think your inner wear is to be hidden, but God forbid if anything happens to you.
Yes. Or you collapse in public.
Exactly. People will see
Yeah,
everything.
we'll see
So,
everything.
as you say, prepare for the worst and accept the best. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
And that should just like when you're going out, you see people have seen you, see you have this good cologne, you know a high heel, la la la. And you see sometimes you may never even get to where you're going and something happens and now you're at the mercy of people who are around you, they have to carry you. The last impression you're going to leave them is what were you in the inside where
Yeah.
nobody can actually see.
See, yeah.
So just keep that at the back of your mind when you go out. Are you see, if you're glamming on the outside, we hope even in the
That you're glam
inside,
on the inside. Yeah.
even better. It
True.
actually has to be. Personally, I think it has to be better
Yeah, it does.
because that's really what defines you.
True.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for
Thank
everybody who
you.
took their
Yeah.
time to watch. Thank you so much, Connie, for accepting to be here. We
You're
surely
welcome.
will need another 1 or 2 session on the same
Yes.
because I think it's a
Lots,
good issue
lots to
to
learn.
discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And Double D, as she said, she has a shop, a physical shop, and I also so you also have an online shop.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
have very, very good choices, especially if you're a busty lady.
Yes. So
I
from
think
D,
I
yeah.
think it's one of those best places where you will be able to it's an investment. I remember your girl told me this is an investment, and it's true, it's an investment. It lasts long. Support, you are happy, you don't feel like I'm carrying something, that's the feeling when you have
Yeah.
when you yeah. So to be sincere, just go by their Facebook page, they also have a website goes by the same name, Double D's. And yeah, get yourself something or even consult or just go walk by their shop and see what do they still have to book an appointment
Because of
for.
COVID, it helps. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
have pre-fittings and open Monday to Sunday. So
Oh,
anytime
oh,
you want to
Monday to
come,
Sunday.
yeah,
Okay.
Monday to Sunday. So you just need to
Okay.
give us a heads up, and at least just for your safety and our safety. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much and have yourselves a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.